Hello, Pisces. This is Heather, your fellow Pisces from Twin Flame Blue Ray Tarot, and this is the last and final amazing reading for the monthly readings for March 2022. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited to see what we get. And go ahead and feel free to watch the other readings for your sun, moon, rising, or cross watchers are welcome, of course. Okay. Let's see what we got. Cards are very jumpy. Okay. So, 3 of Fire, 3 of Wands, typically committing to the next higher level for yourself, but there's been, okay, a lot of us must be feeling this, feeling like it's like on the verge of that next step, but things haven't quite come in yet. The offer is still waiting, and this is the Knight of Earth. Knights come in with offers usually, and communication. So it's just on the other side of this waiting moment, and I don't know about you, but Spirit likes to make us wait till the last possible minute with our lovely spiritual growth and lessons, and just kind of dangle those opportunities on the other side of the veil that we can't quite see yet. So yeah, the offer's coming. It's right around the corner. I've been reading these readings as first part of the month, second part of the month. So this is coming in probably in the beginning of the month, in the first week or so. Maybe the last part of the first week is what it's even looking like, to be specific. I haven't even looked at the astrology in the last few days to see what it specifically is that's happening, that's shifting or that's coming in, but I'm glad to see that. I'm really glad to see that going forward, because this is new growth with or new offers with money, career, jobs, tangible things. So yay, we got that. And then we have the judgment card. I can't talk anymore tonight, but I will do my best to enunciate. The renewal card, also called the judgment card. So second chances, things coming back around. On top of the Hanged Man card in reverse. So this is great. This is forward movement, where we feel like we may not have had as much before this. There's been a lot of, it was like all of a sudden stagnant energy and being backed into a corner, or the hurry up and wait card, feeling like you want to move forward. Hold on a second. Taking my drinks of water in between all the talking. But this is finally forward movement. So there is forward movement as we go through the month. And here's the Ace of Earth, which is big new beginnings, new offers for jobs and money and career and all of that. So the thing we've been waiting for is coming down here towards the, looks like maybe the end of the month. Love life. Knight of Water in reverse. So again, knights come in with offers, and it looks like it's like something that is there is just not moving forward or not actually coming in. Someone's holding back their feelings. Someone is, it's like a dam that's been stopped up, so that the water can't flow in. The emotions, the feelings, the offer of love, that is just not flowing in from this person who may have come back and looked like they were there to give an offer, and now they're stuck in this spiral of indecision here. That's what it is. Sorry for all of the sirens all of a sudden, if you can hear that in the background. I have just moved from a small town to back to San Diego. So I was in little Sedona, Arizona, and now I'm right near busy streets and freeways and things. So hopefully that's not too distracting. But 2 of Air, yeah, this person is stuck in their heads. They want to move forward. They can't move forward. They want to move forward. Their emotions are paralyzing them, is what I just heard. So this has been, I talked about this in every reading, I think, but this 222 year that we're in, 2022, is a big year. Here's a 20, and then the 2. A big year of connections, relationships coming together, twin flames, soulmates, relationships, all of the above. It's a big connection year. And we just came out of the 20th and 22nd of February. So more 2 energies really actually opened up a lot of communication, personally and for other people I've seen. So, if they came around and there was a big new connection, or you're with someone and things were feeling like they were going to flow, and then all of a sudden they went and like put on the brakes. It's not that they're not feeling it, because that's the question I get a lot with divine partnerships. It's that their emotions paralyzed them. And again, this is a general reading, but the general consensus being this is what happened to most likely a lot of the divine masculines. It can go either way. But, yeah, that's what happens. And so it's like we're all skipping ahead here, but all going back into this hermit mode. For them, it is working on their emotions and fears and things that have come up. For us, it's working on ourselves, because we know we can't fix anyone else. So we're here to really work through our own stuff, and we're good at this by now because we've been doing it for a long time, a lot of us. So yeah, walking our own path and letting things completely go, detaching, and just letting the universe handle when this divine timing is right for the partnerships to come back together. And for those of you that are beyond this already, congratulations. That is awesome. I'm very, very happy for for the good news of the people who have already come together with their person, and I absolutely celebrate that. And for the rest of us, we're still kind of going through our solo path, the hermit phase, and doing what we do best, which is, working on ourselves, potentially helping other people on their paths as well, and just staying focused on what we're doing and letting this person have their own time to deal with their own inner issues. Yeah, we're seeing through the illusions of what has come in the past. It's been a big moment of revelations, seeing how things have really changed externally and inside of ourselves. We don't have this castles in the sky, or what I call the pie in the sky card. We don't have this unrealistic expectation of who the person is, or how things are between us, or what the connection is. It's we're getting to more of the reality of what it is, and it's still beautiful and wonderful, and it's helped us all change and grow so much with, usually twin flame can be soulmates as well, but the more grounded view of things has started to come in, which is actually really, really nice to see, because we're not worrying or fretting over what we think someone is. We're seeing who they actually are and who we really are, and how much we've changed and grown. That is worth more than anything. Like, that's worth whatever weight in gold with our own weight in gold. We'll just say that. As far as I'm concerned, and from what I've experienced and what I feel. So hopefully you are feeling that in a similar way too. How did my camera move? I have my little markers all around to show me what I can put on camera and what I can't. Okay, or where I can put things on camera. All right. Move a lot of this up too. Okay. Okay, putting down the battles. So this next level of ourselves comes with realizing we're not battling anyone else. We're not actually fighting against the other person. It was always an internal struggle, and the more we can come to terms with that. It's such a mature and advanced way of looking at ourselves and the situations that we're in. The more we can just go with the flow, detach from the outcome, detach from what is going to happen at any moment, the battles kind of subside, because we'll want to say the other person's not doing their work, the other person isn't doing anything, we're doing all the work, the other person, it doesn't matter what they're doing. This has always been, any relationship, but especially the divine partnerships that hit us smack in the face and start major spiritual and life changes. It's never about what the other person is doing, they're just mirroring for us. So a lot of this can dissipate when we come to terms with that, and a lot of the struggle can end. I've used this in another reading, but it's kind of like the Chinese finger puzzles, where the more you struggle against something, you're stuck in that situation. But if you just relax and scooch out of it, there's no struggle. So on a bigger scale, of course, but that's what this is reminding me of. And to reiterate that, Six of Air is, it's in reverse right now, but it's leaving rough waters, going into a more smooth sailing time, less struggle, less fighting against the rapids, less less battling. Again, we're being freed from a lot of that, and that comes from our own emotional work and our own mental processes that we've gone through. So it's kind of like we've freed ourselves, and yes, it takes time. We can't just jump from one part of the journey to like a few years forward. It's been a journey, and it doesn't feel necessarily like the struggle has fully ended. This is still in reverse, but even when we're in rough waters, really just flowing with the way the stream wants to get to the other side of this rough part of the path. Surrendering and going with the flow will get us there a lot easier than if we're fighting the stream the whole way. I hope this is making sense. In my head it is, but yeah, we put down a lot of the struggles and a lot of the battles, and come to terms with what our path is, as I'll say, as Pisces, as one of the most spiritual, and I would say spiritual growth. That's like our purpose. A lot of us, spiritual growth signs, very intuitive and kind of high priestess or Hierophant if you're a man. That kind of lifetime, whether you're in a spiritual profession or not, it's an intrinsic thing, it's an internal thing. And I would say a lot of people watching this must have gone through so much of that growth in the last few years, even since I started doing readings a few years ago. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's hard to even say give yourselves a pat on the back, but that's what this is. It's not in my face like the Aquarius reading was. I was so like shocked and amazed at their reading. This is more subtle, but we're more subtle. And what I'm trying to get to is give yourselves a huge pat on the back, because we're not always good at that, because we've done a good job, and hopefully most of you are still here listening as I'm struggling to find the words. But yeah, you've done a good job, Pisces. And I think that was hard for me to get out, because Pisces are not good at always giving ourselves kudos, and you really should, because we do have this new beginning of abundance and good things coming. And even if we're walking a path by ourselves or walking that, even if you're with someone, but you're walking that spiritual guidance for other people or guidance for yourself path alone. This is a new exciting beginning. Again, maybe I'm having I generally pick up on the collective of whatever sign I'm reading. So it just feels like we've been like beat down and broken, and like we can see the new things coming, but we almost don't believe it because there's been so many trials, one after the other after the other, and we're like, like that's really gonna happen. And it is coming. That doesn't mean there aren't dips, like peaks and valleys in life still, but this is a really good thing. It really is. This is a wonderful new beginning for the Pisces. So yeah, hopefully that all made sense. I want to pull let's see, Wisdom of the Avalon, or was I always say that, Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reed. Make sure that is who this is. Yes, it is. I'll show you the box here. It's such gorgeous deck and cards. Yeah. And I'm over on Instagram too. This came out. Oh, these have all come out this week in different readings. So the eagle is vision, the way that I see it. Vision of the future and being able to see that, which we have. Pisces, that I know we see through to the end of things. When we first meet someone, when we first start a job, when we first move somewhere new, it's like we can see through the whole journey, really. And that's eagle. That's, I think, hermit, what comes with being on your own and being able to connect with the divine. Spirit integrity, connection to the angelic realm is this card. It's also a 9 card, so is the hermit. So a lot of time on our own spiritual path has given a lot of us this extra boost with our vision and intuition and being able to see the future. Here we go. Perception. Okay. Or stag. Okay. So the eagle, vision of the future, love. Okay, so that's coming in. It may not look like it at the moment, like we were talking about here. The other person is there in their head, but their heart's not letting them move forward. It's this whole swirl of emotion and logic, and it's getting really convoluted in their minds, poor things. So again, I always say patience with the other person. Always, 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 because we don't know the struggles that they're really going through. This could be trauma from the past finally coming up to be resolved, and it's terrifying to look at from, let's say, the divine masculine perspective for any of us, but maybe they have less emotional outlets to deal with that than we do, and it's not accepted in society for them to deal with things like that. You never know what someone else is dealing with that's making them so afraid or paralyzed, because if it was easy, they'd be with the person they love the most. Clearly that's happening. Like, the love part of things is happening. It's just feeling trapped by their own feelings of fear or feeling of like being out of control because someone else makes them feel so out of control emotionally. And masculine is used to, they're taught control your life, be in control of things, manage things. This is not something they can control or manage, so they run from it. So give them from afar, send them love, and give them patience, and give them the courtesy of time to work through whatever it is they're doing. We've got letting go, new perception, which we were talking about with, that's what the Hanged Man card brings, with all the lessons that we've gone through. Accepting the mystery that we're walking through, because even as Pisces, when we can see so much, we're not allowed to see everything. And And even though we have this vision of the future a lot of the time, sometimes, especially with these super divine partnership paths, we're definitely not allowed to see everything. Clearly not timelines, because any twin flame reader I know that is on point will tell you we're not really allowed to see timelines. This is surrendering to the mystery of it all and surrendering to spirit with all of it, because everything is in divine timing, and trust and faith is our mission with these paths, with just trusting that spirit has this. They've got it. We don't have to worry about the timing of it. We just have to stay on our own paths. Staying in joy, which is not always the easy thing through this path, but when you get to the point of coming out of a dark night of the soul, or coming out of a really intense time, the more you can spend lightening your energy, raising your vibration, so to speak, doing the things that create joy for you, that actually makes it a lot easier for this person to want to come back. And that's not why we're doing this either. This is just doing things to raise our own vibration and share that energy with people around us. But again, it's much more attractive to be with someone who's in that happy, joyful energy, enjoying the little things in life, finding joy everywhere. That's been something that's really helped me through my whole journey. And I'll tell you, I can find joy in just about any crazy place now because of all of the trials that the universe has put me through over the last many years. Interesting. The Wasp wanted to come out. Anger, retaliation, and jealousy. What is this all about? Well, here we are with the battles. It's interesting when we go through so much as spiritual individuals, not just Pisces, but anyone who's gone through major spiritual journeys, and then we get to a point where we can have the rewards, and people look at us and get, this happens with any wonderful partnership. I've seen a lot with twin flames or high soulmates. People think that these things just come easily, and they want to stick their nose in the middle of it. They want to get in the middle of it. They want it for themselves. They don't understand how to get there, or how we've gotten to where we have, even with career or money or success or anything like that. They don't understand the paces that we've been put through to get to where we're going. And there's nothing we can do to change their perception. It's going to be their own path that does that. But it's almost like being in a place of stillness inside of yourself, to let it just wash off your back, because you have this new perception, because you're able to be in joy, because you're able to let things go, and know that how someone else is reacting towards you is just a reflection of their inner selves and has nothing to do with you. They would not have been able to survive what we went through up until this point, or they would have gone through it and come out the other side of it already. So we are way showers in that way, the people that have gone through the really tough stuff and come out the other side of it. It's the Zen masters, it's the spiritual teachers who've actually walked their path and can walk their talk. Pride in leadership, taking pride in what you've come through, owning that leadership position. And by leadership, I mean humble service, and not, Pisces are not showy, we're not prideful a lot of the time. We're still humans, we have our moments, but we're not in it for the limelight most of the time. We're in it for just being an example and helping where we can. And even with, keeping to the background for some of us, there are still going to be people around that have this energy. And it's almost amusing to me because it's like, if you really knew what my life has been like, if you really knew what I went through, you wouldn't want it. You would run away from it. You would run screaming. But, you know, it's the narcissists, it's the souls who haven't really gone through much in this life or maybe in other lives. It's the people that are just stuck in their negativity who are going to throw this at us. And it's like, haven't we gone through enough? Why do we have to deal with that? But as tough as this can be to deal with, these day-to-day battles, you know, people around us that are wanting to provoke or get a reaction or cause anger, it comes back to, and it is exhausting when it happens, but bringing us back to our inner knowing, our inner strength, our ownership of what we are in this life and what we came to do, and the examples that any of us have come to set for others, and the way that we just present our energy, or the way that we're there to help. It's constantly coming back to all of these things here. So that was a whole soapbox, and I don't mean it to be, but that's what was coming through. And let me pull some Romance Angels cards. Okay, getting to know each other. This one keeps coming out this month. Let your friends help you. Release your ex. Just total detachment from not just the ex, but from any outcome, in my opinion. Love yourself first. Healing family issues. Okay, well, okay, here's the new love. I'm like, did we get any fun cards? Go of control. Yep, of control issues. We can't control the outcome of what anybody else is doing, be it our divine partner or anybody else around us, like we were just talking about. So I was like, well, getting to know each other is good, because this means, you know, love and partnership and all of that. But yeah, new love can also be new love for ourselves. But when we learn to love yourself first and all of our healing that we're doing, but yeah, I'm glad to see this one. It's like I was saying, it will come when it's time. We can feel it, especially as Pisces. We can feel when someone's, I mean, years before they even admit it, and this has happened to me several times. So we can see what will eventually come to fruition, but the getting there, it's totally letting go of controlling anything, because the only thing we have control over is our own emotions and our own feelings, and how we deal with everything that comes our way. Yep, release not just your ex, but anything and everything that doesn't serve you. If you're in a tough situation where someone's coming at you with something, take it to your angels, your spirit guides, the divine, however you call on the other side, because this is not a fun part of the ride at all. And it's a constant trust that the universe is only taking you where you're able to handle things. And let your friends help you. So leaning on the people that are really actually there for you, and want good things for you, and want to support you in a real way. And yeah, and for some of you, letting them introduce you to some new people, and potentially this new person coming in. So that is all that I am going to say. I feel like I've been talking forever, and I hope that this all makes good sense to you. I'm hoping as Pisces it does. I think this is looks like the longest reading I've done of all of them. So, but you know, I enjoy hanging out with my fellow Pisces, and definitely want to give all the messages that are coming through, because I know we get put through, not to say anyone else doesn't, but we get put through a lot of spiritual paces in this life, and the last few months have been no exception. I don't know sometimes what rabbit holes I've stumbled into in moments, but I also know that I'm home again, like with this new move, and yeah, so it's been a roller coaster for sure, and I think a lot of you have gone through your own versions of roller coaster rides recently. So anyway, I will leave it there. I send you all so much love, big hugs, a beautiful, wonderful, bright, shiny March, with lots of good things coming your way. Clearly, we do have new things from the universe that are coming to us, so hold on to that, and I will see you all in April. See you next month.